So you want to know how much a van conversion costs, do you? In the region of £12,000 to £13,000. Okay, bye! Let's go into it in a little bit more detail. Okay, so today we are going to go through the spreadsheet that I have kept that details every single thing that we have ever spent money on our van conversion. Okay, so welcome to our spreadsheet. Let's start by looking at the totals because that is the scary stuff. Let's get it out of the way quickly at the start. So if you look here, this first total that we've got here is what we spent on tools and materials. So every single tool, every single material, like thing that we had to buy for our van totaled £3,213.16. So to be honest, that is not a lot. Like that is really like pretty fucking cheap. So that is to do the whole van. So literally that's just minus the cost of the van, was just over £3,000. So I think we did quite well. Down here we've got the extra like additional costs. So, you know, the cost of the van, tax, insurance and breakdown cover. So that all totaled £9,510 exactly. Which brings us to our total. So the total cost for our entire van conversion, £12,723.16, which is staggering. Right, okay, so let's go through things in a little bit more detail. And I want to talk about the main areas that we saved a lot of money, and the main areas where we went other end of the spectrum and spent a lot of money. The first section that you can see here on our spreadsheet is the tools section, and as you will see, this section is absolutely tiny, and that is because we didn't really buy any tools at all for this conversion. We borrowed everything. Like we borrowed drills and saws and what else do you even need? You basically just need some drills and some saws, but we borrowed everything. We only bought some clamps, a few jigsaw blades and a hole saw set. So that was a huge area that we saved money. Another thing that might be handy for you to know, which I actually didn't find out until halfway through our van conversion, and it would have been very useful for me to know from the start, is that if you Google JT Atkinson's and then see if either you have one near you or something similar, it's like a builder's merchant, they actually will cut your wood for you. So I went to JT Atkinson's with a cut list, so with my lengths of all the different cuts that I needed, and they actually did the cuts for me with their big chop saw. So you can get them to do that. Right, let's move on to materials. So you'll see like the expensive things I have marked in red with lots of dollar signs. So the fan is the first one. So we spent £300 on a fucking fan. It was very expensive, sadly, but a worthwhile investment if you have dogs. It gets really hot inside a van, exactly the same as a car, so you need to have adequate ventilation. So our first thing that we managed to massively cheap out on was insulation. It looks like it's expensive, like it's sitting at £140, but it's actually not. That's actually at least like £30 or £40 cheaper than you'll find it online for like a van of this size. This is a medium wheelbase. So we actually ended up driving all the way to like a really sketchy warehouse in Manchester and like kind of like getting it off the back of a lorry, but not getting it off the back of a lorry. Like, it was more like we were pretending to be builders. You know, it was like a trade place, so we got it at a trade price, and we just kind of like, we were like, yeah, for our business, it's fine. But yeah, so we managed to get it really quite cheap, which was great. What else have we got here? So these are all just like general expenses. Ooh, the walls. So we plied our walls and ceiling instead of using shiplap. Shiplap is like the go-to thing. Like if you've ever seen a picture of a van conversion, it's probably clad in shiplap. And that shit is expensive. Like that's really expensive. So we went with ply walls, way cheaper. We only ended up spending £130 on all the wood that clads our entire shell of the van. So what else was, ooh, this is a really good one. So our floor cost us £5. So I feel like this is a good place to talk about Freegle, and if you've never heard of Freegle or Freecycle, or you know, it'll be called something like that in your area. Basically, that website has a bunch of listings of stuff for free. So you go on, you type in your postcode, you tell like the website where you are, and then it'll pull up all the listings. You know, there will be hundreds, there will be pages and pages and pages of listings of people who just want rid of stuff quickly. So, you know, there's tons of like gardening stuff and like bedroom stuff and like old furniture, and it basically is just, yeah, Facebook Marketplace, but for free. So, holy shit. Get yourself on Freegle if you want to do a budget van conversion. It is so helpful. But yeah, so our floor, we got laminate from 4 different places. So we have laminate in here from a guy on Freegle. Lewis, my boyfriend's parents, they had some leftover laminate upstairs in the loft. But one of our friend's parents was redoing their kitchen at the same time that we were doing our van. So we managed to nip over there and actually get quite a few bits of laminate from them. And then our fourth, which is the actual main laminate that you see in our van, is from, oh, what the fuck is that place called? Like Carpet World or some shit, or like Benson's Beds? I can't mind. One of those places. And basically it was on sale down from £50. It was an end of line clearance, and it was fucking down from £50 to £5. And it was the perfect size for our visible area of flooring. Oh my god, best day ever. So yeah, we spent £5 on our whole floor. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Okay, right, moving on from that. So yeah, so you'll see like a few little ones that are like 0 here and here and, you know, here. These are all from Freegle. You know, our cupboard handles I am so proud of. I love our cupboard handles. They're so cute, and yeah, literally all from Freegle, all completely for free. Our tap was free. We had a friend's dad who helped us with the welding of our bed frame. He welded that tap for us for free. Very, very nice of him. Love him dearly. Okay, so let's talk about the actual kitchen counters. So our countertops were free. This one we got from again, another friend of Lewis's parents, who just had this left over from when she had her kitchen redone like years and years ago, and so she asked if we would like it, and it was the perfect size to fit in here, and it's really good quality. It's really heavy. It's a really nice countertop, so we have that one over there. And then over on this side we have from the friends who were ripping out their kitchen. They actually made a tiny mistake in the back. Like, you can't see it, it's hidden way in the corner, but they made a tiny mistake when they were cutting, and obviously because it was going in like a proper kitchen, like they didn't then want to use it, so this whole piece was just going to get thrown out, and we were like, oh no, we will find a use for that. So this is our second countertop, so we got that for free. Then the cabinets and the actual cupboards. So all these pieces are chopped up old kitchen cupboard from that same friend's parents' house. All the wood within this countertop is fully recycled from a piece of salvaged, a huge plank of salvaged wood from a friend's yard. What else? Yeah, there's just like tons of bits of recycled stuff that like hold all of our things together. Like even like some of our shelves within our cupboards are made from just bits of old kitchen that were going to go to the dump anyway. So we managed to save so much money just by salvaging, scrounging, which is great. It's fabulous. Ooh, so here's a big expense. I need to stop going ooh. I'm just so excited. I love going through all this. Okay, so rails. This is referring to our bike tray, which has only ever been used for 6 weeks in the whole time that we have had the van. And it was for the first 6 weeks that we ever went away in it. So we do have a bike tray, and it is amazing and wonderful, and I love it. But we did spend £140 on the rails that like hold the tray up. And I'm not willing to say that I regret it. I'm not willing to say that I regret it because I love our bike tray. I wish that we get more use out of it than we do, because we've got the dogs and we haven't yet really figured out a way to have the dogs be comfortable in the van with also the bike tray. we haven't really figured that out yet, so we always just have the bike tray out and the dogs in that, you know, what we call like the garage of the van. That's like where they have their beds and where they have their water and their food bowls and everything. So yeah, I don't regret it, but I wish that we were getting more use out of it for sure. This is coming to like all of our electrics. So electrical is really expensive. Plumbing, cheap as shit. Electrical, really expensive. It starts here with like, you know, battery connectors. Well, that's not too expensive. But our inverter was £40. You know, our solar panel was £160. Even just the box that you need to let your wires come from the solar panel into the van was a fucking £9. The mounts that mount the panel to the roof, 20 quid. MT50, which is like the controller that you can like see how your batteries are doing, 30 quid. Charge controller, fucking almost £100. You know, like our USB charging point, which is literally a tiny little plug with 2 USB outlets or inlets? Inner outlets on it, £13. So expensive. Our light switches, we have 3 light switches in the whole van and they cost £5 for 3 tiny little switches. Really expensive. Yeah, circuit breaker, like that's like our main circuit breaker from the solar panel, £20. Split charge relay, £66. Battery, £260. So expensive. We have 2 batteries actually. That should really say batteries. Yeah, £260 for our batteries. Fuse box, £40. Wiring, £12. Circuit breakers, £36. Stuff for crimping, £20. Lights, £20. Multimeter, £7. Like, holy shit, it really adds up. Like, there's obviously some like smaller things, you know, like, oh, £4.80, whatever, £7. But like, fuck me, it really adds up your electrics. Like, they get really expensive. So moving on to, ooh, yes, a definite regret. £45 on a fucking plastic bag that leaks and has no pressure. Ooh! Our shower was such a waste of money. It was supposed to be like a foot pump, so we have like a foot pump sink, so you don't need any electricity to run your sink, and it also helps you like save water by having a foot pump rather than a tap. And I saw this shower that was also a foot pump shower, and I was like, oh my god, if that works as well as our sink does, like our tap does, then that's awesome. Like, I want that. It absolutely does not. Like, oh my god, I should have trusted the reviews. Like, I'm always very distrustful of people that leave bad reviews because, like, I've worked in customer service for many years, and so, you know, I understand the type of people that leave bad reviews, so I just don't trust them, but I should have trusted them on that one. The shower was a complete waste of money. Don't buy that shower. Our toilet, on the other hand, almost £100. Would spend that again this very instant. I don't have £100 in my bank account, but I would 100% put myself into my overdraft to buy another toilet. I love that toilet. Such a good toilet. Best buy we ever had. Okay, so next up was our fridge. £350 our fridge was, which was a lot of money, but was again one of those things that was the cheapest that you'll find. And I think actually it's even cheaper than that now. I think the fridge that we have has actually come down in price. I think Lewis was looking the other day and it was now actually in the 200 and something. Brilliant fridge. I love that fridge so much that I will actually link it down below, because just look at it and then you'll understand why it's so good, like if you're doing a van conversion. Yeah, so anyway, fridge, tiles. We actually didn't end up, we found some tiles on Freegle that we brought home, didn't actually end up using those. We ended up doing a mirrored backsplash instead. We just preferred it and we thought the tiles would be a little bit heavy. And you go, you know, you got some money like, oh fucking hell, £36 on nets. Nets are expensive, but they're so good. Yeah, so this is just me being a wank, being like, oh wait, 3,700, 3,000, whatever. But basically, this is all the stuff that we've done since we came home from France. So we had a mad rush to get the van finished in 6 weeks before we went to France. Watch that video up there. So this is all the stuff that we have purchased since coming back from France. Just sort of like the teething problem things and little changes that we wanted to make that we didn't think about / have time for. So yeah, we bought ourselves a heater. We replaced our sink. What else did we do? Oh yeah, we put in a window, which is very nice. Yes, I put in a puzzle, a nice little puzzle in the entryway, and we got some rugs for free, which are really cute. From one of my mates at work, just gave us some free carpet samples, which are now our rug, which I love. So yeah, so that gives us our total of just over £3 grand. Just to quickly go through like the extras, I didn't realise that van insurance would be so expensive. Our insurance is about £1 grand. It's fucking extortionate. So yeah, think about that. Think about that if you're doing a van. Hit me up in the comments if you want any help with anything, and I will see you next week. Love you, bye!